Throughout history, animals have been used to assist soldiers on the battlefield. Whether they were war elephants in India charging against the army of Alexander the Great in 327 BCE, or Alexander's legendary horse, Bucephalus, the carrier pigeons of World War I, Hannibal Barca driving his African elephants over the Pyrenees Mountains to invade Italy in 218 BCE, or the Berber camel commandos of North Africa. Their stories all have a common thread: service to men in their time of need. How did a pet bear become a legitimate soldier in World War II? How did the bear help win a major battle in World War II? And why would this same bear be memorialized in 3 countries and become a celebrity? Hello, I'm Colin Heaton, former soldier, Marine Corps Scout Sniper, history professor, historian and book author, and we've answered these questions and other issues on this segment of Forgotten History. During wars, animals have been used as messengers, carriers, sentries, guides, and mascots. Some became legends, such as the German Shepherd Rin Tin Tin during World War I, and Chesty, named in honor of General Lewis B. Puller, a bulldog that represents the United States Marine Corps. In the spring of 1942, the newly formed army under Władysław Anders, called the Anders Army, was the Polish armed forces in the East in 1941-42. They left the Soviet Union for Iran, then under British occupation, accompanied by thousands of Polish civilians who had been deported to the Soviet Union following the 1939 Soviet invasion of eastern Poland. At the railroad station at Hamadan, Iran, on April 8, 1942, the Polish Second Corps soldiers encountered a young Iranian boy who had found a Syrian brown bear cub whose mother had been shot by hunters. The young cub was purchased by them. Lieutenant Anatol Tanowicki of the Polish 3rd Carpathian Rifle Division bought the young bear from the Polish Second Corps, and it was adopted by the soldiers as a mascot for the 3 months as they remained in the Polish refugee camp near Tehran. In August 1942, the bear was given to the 2nd Transport Company, which later became the 22nd Artillery Supply Company. They named him Wojtek, which was derived from the Slavic term Wojciech, or happy warrior. Possibly due to the bear's inability to nurse as a young cub after his mother was killed, Wojtek had problems swallowing and was fed condensed milk from an old vodka bottle. He was later fed fruit, canned meat, marmalade, honey, and syrup, and was often rewarded with his favorite drink, beer. Wojtek was highly intelligent, and besides learning to copy the mannerisms of the soldiers, such as drinking beer and smoking, he even marched alongside them in formation on his hind legs. Being a true soldier, Wojtek enjoyed smoking, or eating, cigarettes, and drank coffee in the mornings. He was apparently quite disciplined and used the latrine and would fetch items on command. The bear was a good fit with the unit. He enjoyed wrestling with the soldiers and was taught to stand and salute. Wojtek ate army food, went on guard duty, and nodded his head when addressed. He was especially fond of riding in trucks. When he saw the men lifting crates, he imitated them. Wojtek carried boxes that normally required 4 men to carry, and he would stack them onto a truck or on top of other ammunition boxes. On cold nights, he slept with the soldiers, sharing his warmth. Wojtek was a favorite attraction for soldiers and civilians alike, and soon became an official mascot to all the units stationed nearby. The orphaned bear and his fellow soldiers developed a camaraderie that would last a lifetime. The popular bear moved with the unit through Iraq, Syria, Palestine, and to their base in Egypt. Following the conclusion of the victory in North Africa in May 1943, the Polish Second Corps, stationed in Egypt, joined the British 8th Army in the upcoming Italian campaign preparing for the invasion of Sicily during Operation Husky. Regulations for the British transport ship, which was to carry them to Italy, forbade mascots and pet animals. To get around this restriction, Wojtek was officially drafted into the Polish army as a private and listed among the soldiers of the 22nd Artillery Supply Company. As an enlisted soldier, Wojtek had his own paybook, rank, and serial number, and he lived with the other men in tents and had his own wooden crate, which was transported by truck. This arrangement raised many eyebrows. The 22nd Transport Company was heading for Monte Cassino, where it was feared German units were dug in at the Benedictine monastery that sat high atop the mountain. Among the Polish units at Monte Cassino, it was their responsibility to transport and distribute munitions, food, and fuel to the heavy artillery regiments. During the ferocious Battle of Monte Cassino, Wojtek, having brute strength, helped his unit by carrying 100-pound crates of 25-pound artillery shells, and he never dropped any, even under enemy fire. The battle for the monastery created many human casualties on both sides, but ironically, even the German paratroopers, who saw the bear and were debating whether or not to kill it, decided that killing Wojtek was too cruel. While the story of a bear participating in a battle generated controversy over its accuracy, at least one account exists of a British soldier recalling seeing a bear carrying crates of ammo, corroborating the Polish story. Then there are the German witnesses. According to a hardened veteran of Crete, Russia, and now Italy, Knight's Cross with Oak Leaves recipient, Lieutenant Colonel Reinhard Karl Egger, stated, quote, "We saw this damned bear carrying a box. Later, I saw it carrying a wounded soldier, almost like a circus. This was incredible to me. The decision to shoot was overruled. I saw no need. It was leading us to the enemy, and we just called in mortar fire after we learned where the enemy artillery was located. I could never shoot the bear. Who could shoot a bear like that?" End quote. The staunch German defense almost eliminated the entire Polish contingent by May 18th, when in the fourth battle to capture the monastery, General Anders' Poles, with British support, finally pushed into the abbey's ruins at the top of the mountain and raised the Polish flag. Throughout the arduous battle, fought to the bitter end, Wojtek never faltered. His service at Monte Cassino earned him promotion to the rank of corporal. In recognition of Wojtek's popularity, a depiction of a bear carrying an artillery shell became the official emblem of the 22nd Company. The Allies suffered around 55,000 casualties in the Monte Cassino campaign, a statistic that does not include the Anzio landing. German casualty figures are estimated at around 20,000 killed and wounded. Miraculously, Wojtek survived unscathed. It was the bear's last campaign. During his service, Wojtek had become a celebrity with visiting Allied generals and statesmen. His legend also grew among his enemies, the Germans holding the Gustav Line. After the end of World War II, in 1945, Wojtek was transported to Berwickshire, Scotland, with the rest of the 22nd Company. They were stationed at Winfield Airfield on Sunwick Farm, near the village of Hutton on the Scottish borders. Freedom and independence eluded Poland after the war, and many Poles did not return to their homeland. In Wojtek's newfound country, many of the soldiers he served with continued to visit him. He recognized all of them. To quote from a letter to the editor in a newspaper after the war, quote, "Wojtek had the look of a bear, but indeed had the heart of a Pole." End quote. Wojtek soon became quite popular among local civilians, especially the children and the press, and the Polish-Scottish associations made him an honorary member. Following the post-war demobilization on November 15, 1947, Wojtek was given to the Edinburgh Zoo, where he spent the rest of his life and was often visited by tourists, journalists, and former Polish soldiers. There are many memorials to Wojtek, including a plaque in the Imperial War Museum and a sculpture by David Harding in the Sikorsky Museum, both in London, and a wooden sculpture on display in Wheelsby Woods, Grimsby, Scotland. A large statue of him stands in Zaga, Poland, on the town square. Wojtek naturally drew media attention, which contributed greatly to his considerable acclaim. He was a frequent guest on BBC Television's Blue Peter program for children. Wojtek is also the only animal to be honored in 3 different countries due to his service to all nations. Wojtek lived out the rest of his life at the Edinburgh Zoo, where he died on December 2nd, 1963, a true war hero. We hope you enjoyed this segment of Forgotten History. Please click like and subscribe for free. And please stay tuned and be engaged and informed. Send us comments if you have questions or even show ideas, and we will respond to all requests and comments as soon as we can. Thank you.